Tzu Chi continues to care for the poor in Sri Lanka some 15 years after the South Asian Tsunami in 2004. Taipei City Government implements pigeon birth control program to reduce impact of this invasive foreign species. I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for the people of Sri Lanka for 15 years, since the South Asian Tsunami in 2004. So far, there are 85 care recipients that volunteers visit on a regular basis.
The care recipient listened to the message from Tzu Chi volunteers intently. Through watching the documentary, they looked back at the footprints of Great Love Village in Sri Lanka over the past 15 years after the tsunami. They're grateful that the love and care from Tzu Chi are still lasting until now.
When I received the picture of Master Zheng Yan, I hanged it on my wall and prayed for her every morning. I also appreciate Tzu Chi volunteers' assistance to us so that we don't have to worry about our basic needs.
Owing the South Asian Tsunami, Tzu Chi came to Hambantota to build Great Love Village and helped a total of 85 impoverished families. Damayathi was one of the care recipients. There are 6 members in her family, with 4 of them have thalassemia.
Before Tzu Chi helped us, we sought assistance everywhere.
Now her family has settled down in Great Love Village, and her daughter can also go to school. Another care recipient, 70-year-old Miadis, also brought with his coin bank to show his appreciation. In the past, his mother received volunteers' support, and now they still continue to care for him.
We are very happy and grateful for Tzu Chi's help and the ongoing support throughout the years. They also hold aid distribution every month.
Everyone brought with his own coin bag to gather kindness and witness the joy of reborn together.
Following the South Asian Tsunami, Tzu Chi volunteers have held memorial events at a Great Love Village in Sri Lanka. A young girl lost her mother to the tsunami years ago, and Tzu Chi volunteers have been accompanying her ever since.
On the 15th anniversary of South Asian Tsunami, a lot of people gather at Hambantota Tzu Chi Great Love Village. Tzu Chi volunteers have invited government officials, religious representatives, and local residents to commemorate the disaster.
15 years have passed since the tsunami struck, but Tzu Chi volunteers have not forgotten us. They come to Sri Lanka to hold memorial events, out of compassion taught by the Buddha.
Watching the video, the residents recall their painful memories of the tsunami. While some of them wipe tears or observe a moment of silence, most of the people are facing the future with optimism.
We'll never forget that when the tsunami struck, when we were facing difficulties, Tzu Chi gave us help. Their help is remembered by our family. They have become role models for my children.
Looking at the posters prepared by the volunteers, members of the public got to know Tzu Chi's footprints in Sri Lanka for the past 15 years. Some people recall the pain of losing their loved ones.
My family was buried under the utility pole. Later, the rescuers found their bodies. Looking at the pictures, I'm reminded of the scene.
At the event, the organizer also arranges for participants to plant trees. 22-year-old Thurja lost her mother to the tsunami. Since then, the volunteers have been caring for her. Now she plants her tree of hope.
After the tsunami took place, you have come to our country. You have continued to help our fellow countrymen. I hope I can also help others like you in the future.
Tzu Chi volunteers led the public to plant tree saplings around Hambantota Great Love Village. They hope these saplings will grow into big trees symbolizing hope in the future.
Flooding occurred twice within 2 weeks in Malaysia's Beaufort town. A total of 450 residents were forced to return to shelters. Tzu Chi volunteers went to assess damage and brought supplies to affected residents.
The flooding occurred once again in Sabah State in Malaysia. One of the affected area, Beaufort town, was hit again in less than a week.
It's dangerous for the residents who live by the river, and cars couldn't pass by the area as well. And we couldn't get them out by truck, but with boats, so that we could welcome them to enter our shelter.
Since the flooding caused 450 people who couldn't return their homes, Tzu Chi volunteers followed the local representative to assess the damage. The water level in low-lying areas had not receded after the heavy rain. Children were naively playing in the sewage as if they couldn't understand the upcoming difficulties that many adults had to face.
Since my house is in a low-lying area, it would flood as long as it rains, and I feel very worried since we have many items in our house, and our children will start their new semesters next month.
The flood went into my house and the water level nearly reached my waist, so it was very difficult for us to go out to purchase the things we need.
I saw newspaper reports that a second flood occurred and it was very serious, so we returned here once again to assess the damages. We also learned that some dry food, instant drinks, and biscuits were still needed, so we went to purchase these goods and send it to the affected residents as soon as we could.
Tzu Chi volunteers followed the principle of Tzu Chi's disaster relief steps, giving emergency aid, human respect, and practical support to the ones in need, accompanying them through the difficult times.
In Malaysia, Tzu Chi care recipient family includes a father who suffers from diabetes and needs to undergo dialysis. His daughter has scoliosis and multiple joint fractures. Therefore, the mother must shoulder the heavy responsibilities of caring for two sick family members. Fortunately, Tzu Chi has provided support.
In 2015, Vanessa Valley was 24 years old. At the age of 2, she suffered from multiple joint constructures, cerebral palsy, and spinal curvature, which prevented her from walking and living on her own. However, her electric wheelchair was broken and her work became more confined.
After the wheelchair problem, she was 3 months lying down in it.
On August 7, 2015, Tzu Chi volunteers presented Vanessa Valley with a brand new electric wheelchair. Since 2010, Tzu Chi has been providing a monthly transportation subsidy of $60 for Vanessa Valley to go to school and rehabilitation process.
Happy lah.
After Vanessa Valley's grandmother passed away, her mother quit her job to take care of Vanessa Valley. The father, who is a lawnmower, became the only breadwinner in the family, and he suffers from diabetes and needs to undergo dialysis. Hence, Tzu Chi's aid was transferred from Vanessa Valley to her father.
If I don't do, maybe I won't live long, because the water is now, because my heart is weak, the water is always, I drink little bit water also, I control water also, the water will rise in my lungs. So I can't do anything. So I must do 4-day dialysis. If I do 4 days dialysis, I cannot afford to pay $200 every week.
Tzu Chi sudah save dia punya life. Kalau Monday dia terpuat, memang dia sesat nafas. Kadang-kadang I got money, kadang-kadang tak ada duit, maknanya susah hati saya. How to do? Call here, call there, call saya punya abang, call saya punya sister. Diorang tak ada sini.
Forever I can't forget them in my whole life. I'm happy. Thank you, Tzu Chi. Thank you so much.
The last Deepavali in 2019, volunteers come to celebrate with Vanessa Valley's family. The mother rejected our offer to bring some food. Instead, she started cooking for us as early as 5 a.m. Volunteers also brought their favorite pizza.
We know my family member, they all, now I cook for you all, not like for my kawan-kawan, cincai, no. How my sister, brothers come to my house. My husband in the hospital, they come visit. My mother hospital, they come and visit. I in the hospital, they come. Suddenly they come see us. We feel happy, I thank you for the Tzu Chi for this. Thank you very much.
Very nice man.
Ever since he has an additional dialysis per week, we notice a big change in him.
daripada semua orang ya pertolongan.
I receive help from everyone, so now I'm saving these coins. I'd say my name to my mother and father and thank God. I'd say my husband's name, Gunasakaran, thank you very much. And then Vigneswari and my name Indra, thank you. Let the money go towards helping others, just like how I receive help. This money will go the same way to help other families.
Tolong lain family.
Doves and pigeons have long been regarded as a symbol of peace. However, overlapping environments have led to problems such as bird excrement and disease. As a result, the Taipei City Government recently began a pigeon birth control program. At 5 in the morning, the lights go on the first floor in this Dongzhen District building. Staff are getting ready to feed pigeons, adding a chemical ingredient called nicarbazine. Each pigeon should eat 5 grams per day in their feed. Close to Zhongshan's E1 Park is a viaduct where dozens of pigeons have been waiting for a long time. For half a year, they've become accustomed to the early morning feeding. Someone has always come to spread canvas on the ground and sprinkle feed and monitor and record the results. Taipei City Government's pigeon birth control program allows them to eat mixed grains and drug formulas to reduce the hatching rate of eggs. However, there are still many factors at play, as pigeons are highly alert and can fly great distances. Some of their genes have been manipulated by humans.
Pigeon breeders made different pigeons to produce a lot of variety, as well as see very different pigeons during the pigeon racing season. After it is over, they get rid of some pigeons, and you can see them with wings on their legs indicating they're racing pigeons which have been released into the city.
Taiwan's climate is temperate all year round, and pigeons can breed 6 to 8 times a year, with 2 eggs per time. In the Xinyi district, a row of 7-story apartments is like a canyon for pigeons, and their excrement is like a waterfall in some areas, showing that it is a popular habitat for them.
Their pigeons carry a type of gene that can cause Japanese encephalitis.
It seems that our side has many pigeons. I believe their excrement can lead to infectious diseases.
Bird feces may contain cryptococcus. If this encounters a weak immune system, it will cause meningitis. Residents fly red flags and cloth strips, hoping to drive them away.
They used red flags, which were effective in the early days, but it was useless after almost 3 months.
Then local people made another surprise, and CDs quickly appeared outside.
If you let the CD blow in the wind like this, it'll drive away the pigeons. But sometimes it seems to have little effect. I've only tried this method and works a little. Other method includes using a stick, but sometimes it's no use, as they still fly back later if you don't drive them away.
This shows that there is a sort of war breaking out between man and pigeons. Due to the complaint from residents, the borough chief, Mr. Yang, hung a net between 2 buildings to catch flying pigeons.
At present, we have already caught almost 30 or 40 pigeons.
These captured pigeons were later taken away by the Taipei Animal Protection Department, which kept them for 3 months until their flight path memory disappeared before they were released to another location. There are about 400 million pigeons worldwide, and they have lived with humans for more than 1,000 years. They may look cute and pleasing, and if there is no shortage of food, they reproduce quickly and easily.
I've seen a whole row of instant noodles, rice sausage, and even steamed buns put on the ground to feed them. If the pigeons choose the cereals given by the people, then they might not like the bird feed, which is corn, green beans, and barley.
Not only does people's feeding interfere with birth control efforts, Taiwan's rainy climate also dissolves medicine, and foraging by pigeons also reduce effectiveness of the program.
Birth control can only exist in birds for 48 hours. If there's a break for more than 3 days, this medicine has no effect.
Since the effect of birth control is limited, is it feasible to impose penalties for those feeding this population?
The ban on animal feeding is based upon territory. Not everyone is also in agreement on this issue, and of course we have not enough staff to tackle this problem.
Regulations are difficult to implement, and people have made it a habit to feed pigeons. This makes the issue even more difficult to manage.
Actually, source management is much bigger and difficult than you think. In addition, if people really love pets, they should not release these pets if they don't love them anymore.
Animals also have the right to life, and human beings must first understand and respect them as we seek a way to truly coexist with these animal species. Volunteers at the Yunlin Liaison Office performed a sutra adaptation at the end-of-year blessing ceremony. They lifted up a load to symbolize their willingness to shoulder the responsibilities of the master. A newly certified volunteer says she has become less materialistic after joining Tzu Chi.
Volunteers perform a sutra adaptation piously, expressing the masters has shouldered Chi Chi's responsibilities for half a century. A newly certified Chi Chi volunteer, DaAi follows the master's footsteps to join Chi Chi, sharing compassion and joy.
This jacket was picked up from the recycling station, and aside there is still the name of Tzu Chi's sister. I used to buy things out of desire without actually needing them. Now I only buy things when I need it.
66-year-old Liu Qihua started during recycling in Tzu Chi recycling station. It is the first time for her to participate in the sutra adaptation, yet the Dharma has already been imprinted in her heart.
What we are doing is for all living beings. I think this sentence is very good.
Shouldering the load symbolized the volunteers' willingness to share the master's responsibilities. They made a vow to sincerely walk the Bodhisattva's path.
Many 多的资粮都是呢菩萨们挑得起，有法就会有资粮，请大家要好好的入佛法。
The master expected the disciples to shoulder the responsibilities of Chi Chi missions and not to forget to improve their knowledge of Dharma in the future.
A taiko drum team at the Tzu Chi Kaohsiung Gusan Liaison Office uses drums and sticks, all made from recyclables. All members are senior citizens in the community, as they very much enjoy learning and playing the drums.
The teacher slows down the action because the students are senior citizens in the community.
Taiko is good for the seniors because the musical rhythm and the body movement can stimulate some of their development. If kids like to play it, I guess the seniors would also like to play.
Each action includes a funny message about animals. 40-year-old Huang Qiwei integrates many years of childhood education experience into this teaching, inspiring the elderly.
She taught very clearly, playing taigu is good for health.
We can exercise our body. We're happy to come here. We talk and laugh. The teacher teaches us wholeheartedly. We also study very hard.
The Gusan Memory Class Taiku team has been set up for 2 years. The drumsticks on everyone's hands and the Taiku drums are all made from recyclables.
I thought we could use the recycled candy-holding plastic cylinders to make a drum. After 2 or 3 days, the recycling station told me that they have received paper rolls.
Each taiku, which is made from recycled plastic cylinders and paper rolls together with old clothes, is unique. The taiko team has also performed in other counties. Through this practice, the elderly in the community have found a special stage to perform on.
In China, Tzu Chi volunteers began to deliver warmth in the winter in different parts of Quanzhou, Fujian province. Some volunteers also visited seniors' homes to care for them. Volunteers started their mission early in the morning, and there were many touching moments. Let's take a look.
Love connects people from different parts of the world. Tzu Chi sent warmth to the local resident during this winter.
I'm very happy today that you come and send us warmth. I feel very grateful. We're all humans, but you have a good life and could care for others like me. I feel very grateful.
These residents felt grateful for the volunteers' warmth and care, and they were moved with tears and laughter.
Master Zheng Yan and all Tzu Chi volunteers around the globe love you. We wish all the families safe and sound, and everyone feels happy.
Some local volunteers brought their reusable shopping bag from the event last year to the venue. The loving atmosphere was all around Nang'an City and Dehua County of Quanzhou, Fujian province. The free haircut service was also held on the same day with free clinic, which was managed by the local government. Besides free services, volunteers also helped measuring the size of new clothes in advance before sending them to the residents. Crossing the mountain roads, volunteers followed these residents to their homes, visiting them before the new year. Volunteers care for these residents by showing consideration.
This type of rice was selected by our volunteers, and we have tried many types of rice until we selected the best tasting one to share with you.
At the end of the year, volunteers connected people's heart and brought each other closer together.
The 131st Annual Tournament of Roses Parade took place in Los Angeles, with Tzu Chi participating in a float featuring organ donation with a special Indian style. We will leave you with this. Goodbye.